Hey, everybody. Welcome to MedKids Provider Spotlight, where every week we are interviewing the most amazing private practices and providers from all over the United States. Every week we have a new specialty, a new perspective, and new ideas. And so this week I want to introduce you to a really awesome special guest. I want to introduce you to Ramona Jones, owner of IAm Enroot Therapy, serving the Washington, D.C. and Maryland area. So Ramona is doing a lot. So Ramona, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to hear from you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm really excited to kind of dive in. I know we have a lot to get through, but the way I really like starting these off is, and I think everyone really enjoys it, but they love hearing about the origin story. They love hearing about how you got here. What inspired you to open up IAm Enroot therapy. And so I would love if you could start us off there and what inspired you to open up your own practice.
Absolutely. Well, I've always been really passionate about mental health in general. And so, going in majoring in psychology when I first began, going to college, I really wanted to help people. And I was really interested in understanding why people did things, their motivations behind things. And growing up, I really saw the connection between childhood trauma and adulthood difficulties. So I've always been really passionate in this area. But once I graduated, I worked in a lot of core service agencies in DC, and I really got more experience in seeing how mental health in general really impacts us in every area of our lives, like our careers, our personal lives, our relationships. And I'm just really passionate about being able to encourage people to be as mentally healthy and to really encourage their mental well-being.
That's awesome. I love that. I mean, I can definitely see everything shining through in your personality, all the hoops that you maybe had to jump through to get here, but all that experience has led you to opening up something great and helping people, which kind of leads me to my next topic is, what do you find right now are the most common areas that you treat or really find people struggling with today?
I see a lot of trauma and anxiety. And at IAm Enroot Therapy, we specialize in providing therapeutic support and treating trauma, anxiety disorders, and relationship difficulties. And I also see a lot of family therapy. I do a lot of family therapy, see a lot of clients in the family dynamics. And, one of our biggest things is being able to really help people to decrease the impact of generational trauma within themselves and their families.
Yeah, that's such a great topic that you bring up because, you can help yourself, sure, but you're definitely still going into back into that environment and how you deal with that. And it would be great if the people around you also received, help. So it's so great that you're doing family therapy, but also, talking about, that generational piece of it. It definitely looks different for everyone, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
For sure. And would love to talk a little bit about, how your approach is different and what special services might you offer someone. I know that you talked about, some different type of groups, but interested to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. And so we have a couple different approaches. Actually, we offer traditional therapy, like the traditional 45-minute to 60-minute weekly sessions, but also non-traditional. And so we allow for a confidential and individualized plan for people. And so that can be as little as 30 minutes up to 90 minutes and as frequently as we need it. So it can be an increased frequency or a decreased frequency. And this is a way to really individualize the care plan
Yeah.
for everybody. So it's unique to what you're dealing with. But also, yeah, we do offer groups. We offer weekly psychoeducational groups. We offer monthly support groups.
Nice.
Our psychoeducational groups are free. Our support groups are low cost. And for all of our individual therapy clients, people who begin with individual therapy, they all get a therapeutic journal that I created just for IAm Enroot therapy. And so it really helps you to reflect on what's happening before you begin therapy. There's a lot of prompts and tools and resources for during and after.
That is amazing. I love, not only do you make each plan individualized for that person and what they need, but then you also provide them extra resources in their journey, which I think is really important. It's like that additional homework that you actually want to do to learn, right? And, to take home with you or to join something else. And also, I think it's really genius that you have all these different groups because some people might feel isolated and alone. Like I'm the only person that deals with X, Y, and Z, right? But now you're in a group with other people that are alike. And that's really cool that you've built a really safe space and a place for like-minded people or people that have also dealt with or been in the same kind of trauma or anything else that they can go to. So that's terrific.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have those on various topics of mental health.
That is amazing. This is probably one of my most favorite questions because every week I ask it because it is so amazing that I've been doing this for pretty much 4 years and I've pretty much gotten, I'd say like 99% totally different answers. So it's a really fun one to ask. And it's also, I think, a great one for you guys to answer because in the many corners of healthcare, there are so many misconceptions with the day and age of Google and ChatGPT and AI tools. People are asking a lot of questions and they're receiving answers that mm, you might have to differ with in terms of what they read online. So, what for you are some of the misconceptions about? What people might come in and ask about, your field and what you do, and what do you feel like you can debunk for us today?
So throughout my experience, I've noticed sometimes people come in, they believe like the therapist can read my mind and will just heal me in this moment. And so, no, we don't just read your mind. This is a collaborative approach. And that all my problems go away within like the first couple of sessions. And it really is a process in your growth, in your healing. And it's collaborative. I know I said that before, but that's another thing I notice is like come in a session, that's all I need to do. And then I'm going to be fixed, for life. And really, there's a lot of work that's done outside of session that really, really encourages the growth process and really helps us to get to the goals ultimately.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And see, you said something else that no one's ever said before, about mind reading. People think they come into sessions and you know exactly what is on their mind, what they're going to say, how they're really feeling. So that's actually really great that you have said that because I'm sure, we make a lot of assumptions doing all different types of things. And so it's great for other people to hear that, yes, this is a communicative process and you need to share when you're ready and able to, of course. But I think saying that is extremely helpful for those who are watching for sure, because we definitely assume things, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And to kind of round out today, what would you say are a few easy tips or tricks or common homework that you might give a client, a patient? You know, and then this is kind of a two-pronged question too. I would really love to hear, what you think for the patient side of things, some kind of pro tips to take with them to maybe it's to better their mental health or do something today to even push that forward in the right direction. But then also, because you have such an amazing background, I would love to hear some advice and some pro tips for some other clinicians that are out there, something that has been really important to you in your journey, or any tips that you've just found in practicing, whether it's, some thoughts about patients, some thoughts about technology, whatever it might be. Would love for you to share two tips with us today.
Absolutely. So for clients, I'd say, well, I'm really big on introspection and like self-reflection. So I always encourage clients to journal. I think that's what really prompted me to create a therapeutic journal. Um, so yeah, and then also I'm really big on them practicing tools we learned inside of session, outside of session. For providers, I would say lead with your passion, and trust in yourself and believe in yourself. Also, don't take things personally and practice what you preach. Like self care is really important. That's how you can show up as your best self for your clients.
I love it. Yeah, sometimes we don't think about those things enough. So for the people in the back, self-care is really important. Don't forget it as you're running your business and you're doing all the things, right?
Yes, absolutely.
This is amazing. Ramona, you are a wealth of knowledge. I greatly appreciate all the little tidbits that you have given us and also telling us about your story and your practice. And before we leave off today, I would love for you to tell everyone where they can touch base with you, where if they have questions, if they're interested in checking your practice out, where would they go and do that?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a website, IAm-Enroot-therapy.com. You can just probably Google it and it'll come up. But also the therapeutic journal, it's also on sale on Amazon for those who are already in therapy. They just want more of a guided a therapeutic journal, resources. They can get that there too. Um, Also, they can reach me via email if they want to join groups, just want to pop into a psychoeducational one or join support groups at admin at IamEnrootTherapy.com. We also can be reached via phone, 800-240-5602. And also, I welcome texts on my work cell at 202-670-9794 just to inquire, say I'm inquiring about groups, and I always follow up via email to get you the information you're seeking.
That is amazing. Ramona, thank you for all your resources and things that you've been able to provide today for everyone watching. And we are so appreciative and we hope to have you on again very soon.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
Have a good one.